this office, and he is a speaker that goes around the United States and speaks to others regarding how to be successful. So I now present William Murry.
How y'all doing? Come on, like it up.
We're gonna dance.
We're gonna party, y'all. We're gonna party. Like it up. Listen to the word. Listen to the word.
Moving on up. Yeah. Might have been a line dance on that one, huh?
That's my thing, so y'all. Right. That's right. That's what the day is. Give you the opportunity, teaching you how to move on up. We're a winner. Everybody knows. It was KW. We're the #1 real estate company in the country. So everybody looks at us and say, I wish. That's all. Thank you. Like she said, my name is William Murry. I'm the CEO of the Murry Group. I'm the author of the series, The Road to Success. I teach the thought and action process to success. Because you can go nowhere or do anything. I don't care how many classes you take. I don't care how much you read. I don't care what you do. If your thought process is not correct, you will not succeed at anything you want. That's the reason I teach everything. Everything I teach from a spiritual point of view. I'm very spiritual. My teachings are spiritual. I teach you from a spiritual point of view. When I say I teach the thought and action, well, you got to realize what you think will determine your successes and your failures. It's your thought, the power of your mind. Your mind is so powerful, there is no computer out there that can compete with your mind. None. Now, as fast as you hear me talking, you got to realize your mind moves 930,000 times faster than sound. Now, think about that. That's how fast your mind is. That's how powerful your mind is. Once it's in your mind that you can acquire it, there's nothing to stop you but you. Your mindset, the thought, and then the action you do behind that thought. It's what's most important. So you got to realize your thought and action is very, very important. I teach the thought and action process to people who don't care whether it's personal, spiritual, financial, entrepreneurial. I give you the roadmap to success. The roadmap. I am your GPS system. Because when you want to go somewhere, you got to know how to get there. I'm your GPS system to success. I talk a lot about thought and mindset because that's the center of all things. It's how you think and what you do behind the thought. Mindset. A set of beliefs or a way of thinking that determines one's behavior, outlook, and mental attitude. That's very important, your behavior, your outlook, and your mental attitude. Think about how powerful and serious that is. One thing I learned a long time ago when I've had the privilege of being around the most brilliant people in the country. I've been an activist since 1969, 1970 I came here. I'm originally from West Virginia. I'm a country boy, I'm a hillbilly. So if none of y'all have never seen a black hillbilly, hello. You have seen your first black hillbilly. Like I say, I was West Virginia born, West Virginia bred. Look how long I'm away. When I die, I'll be West Virginia dead. I love the fact that the teachers, the people I had before me, the minds, the brilliant people I had to teach me and guide me. I was with the likes of Dick Gregory, one of the greatest minds out there who can see things through a third eye and a third ear, Joe Madison. Reverend Walter E. Fauntleroy. I got a chance to sit down with Rosa Parks. I got a chance to sit down and speak with Coretta Scott King. Those are the likes of who I should sit at the round table with and have discussions on a regular basis. And we would talk about what it took for us as a people to acquire and get what we needed to do to be equal. In the 70s and 80s, I was one of the organizers of a lot of the protest marches that were in D.C. I had a chance to meet one of the most beautiful ladies I've ever met who had determination that's beyond almost any person I've ever met. And y'all know her very well. She's here at KW. That's Miss Dorothy Elliott. She has been fighting for a cause for how long, Miss Elliott? 20 years? And she's going to win that battle. We protested one time for what, 22 weeks? That's one of the first times I ever got arrested for protest. And I loved it. I truly loved it because it was behind what I was fighting for. The justice I was fighting for that made it worth everything I've ever done. The problem we have, even in your business and everyday life, is the fact that the greatest danger for most of us is not that our aim is too high and we miss it, but that our aim is too low and we reach. Michelangelo. Think about what that says. Now, when I say third eye and third ear, look at what I'm saying, but look deeper than what I'm saying and the true meaning. And hear and understand that for which I'm giving you. I teach a lot of things that is third eye and third ear. You have to look and realize the meaning of what it's saying. When it's saying the greatest danger most of us is our aim is not too high, but we aim too low. When you aim low, you set your goals low, and you reach that goal, you have a tendency to be complacent. I've reached my goals as far as I want to go. That's not what you do. You set your goal high. So you have to reach higher than what you wanted to reach in order to get there. If you don't get there, that's okay, but they tell you, shoot for the moon. Don't shoot for the moon, because the moon does not center around anything but itself and the planet. But if you shoot for the moon, you miss, you're among the stars. But that way, the universe. There is no limit to the universe, just like there's no limit to your mind. There is no limit. So why are you going to limit yourself when your mind and there is no limit? Don't be afraid to reach for that which you want and seek greater. 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 What's the theme for today?
Reaching for greater.
So reach greater. Reach greater. You should never ever be afraid to make mistakes. Mistakes are your way of learning. When God gives you, you make a mistake, that's God's way of saying, that's how I want you to learn this lesson. You, that individual, God is talking to you, telling you, this is the way I want you to learn that lesson. So don't fear your mistakes, your struggles, your hard times, because you got to realize successes teaches you very little. But your mistakes, your struggles, and your hard times are your education to get you anything that you want. Because if you succeeded at something you tried at all the time, you get tired. Say hypothetically, we go sit down and play checkers. And I beat you every time, but you don't get tired. I'll get tired of trying to play you because you're no challenge. Because I'm going to beat you every time. So life is a challenge. Don't be afraid of your mistakes. You can't fear your mistakes. There's something at all times you must tell yourself. This is mandatory, that you must tell yourself this. Please, forgive me for my mistakes. Talk to yourself. Talk to you. You must talk to you. People say you're crazy if you talk to yourself. If you're a realtor, you talk to yourself. I know you do. See, you aren't crazy when you talk to yourself. You're only crazy if you say to yourself, huh, I didn't hear you. Then you know you got issues. But talk to yourself. Here's the thing. A lot of times when you're talking with someone, you get a chance to hear yourself. Hear your thoughts. Hear what you're thinking. And you get a better understanding from just talking. The best thing you could ever do is find someone to talk to. Even if it's in the mirror, you talk to yourself. Talk to you. Talk to someone. You tell yourself, forgive me for my mistakes. And you say, God, thank you. But you got to look and say, what is the lesson at that time that God wants me to get from my mistake? There's always a lesson from it. You can say it's a negative, but behind every negative, there's a positive. Your life is centered on twos. I wish I had time. I got a presentation about twos that breaks down why everything is done in twos. It's done in twos. Your life is centered around twos. Action and reaction. Thought and action. Everything's around twos. And you hear me, I've been giving a lot of sayings and stuff But I always send it around twos to give you that third eye and third ear thought process. I have to give you that third eye and third ear thought process. Now you gotta realize, in order for you to get the things you want, maybe you want something very luxurious. Maybe you want something like a yacht and a villa. How many would like to have a yacht and a villa?
Yeah, that's nice.
But you gotta work toward it. Look, say, okay, my mistakes going to get me there. My thought and my action and my process is going to get me there. See, I'm from West Virginia. See, I'm a country boy. I'm a hillbilly. Yes, and I love it. See, one time, all I wanted, I remember when I was around with Metro, I was down at Iron Horse, that's Metro, 10 years. And everybody had a motorcycle. I wanted one. So I wanted a motorcycle. And you know, I had never ridden one, but all my buddies were riding. Well, you know what they say about a motorcycle rider? You can tell a happy motorcycle rider by counting the bugs in his teeth. Which is true, because you're always happy when you fly. Do you realize the freedom that you feel when you fly? And when you're on a motorcycle, there's no greater freedom, because you feel so free and you're controlling everything. I love it. I rode from here to Florida, I rode to Georgia, I rode to Texas on my motorcycle. And I cannot give you how much freedom that is on the road to be free. Now one of the greatest things I have is to be debt-free. We're talking about a great feeling? Be debt-free. That is a great feeling. But your successes and what you do will get you there. Don't live by your credit card. Don't live at your means. You always live below your means. Because Murphy's going to fit you. Now, I don't know who Murphy is. If it can go wrong, it will go wrong. And all you know that Murphy at all times in your life is only one of three places. That's it. I don't care. Murphy is your friend forever. Murphy is not never going to leave you. Because he's one of three places at all times. He's either in your house right now, he's a problem. Or he just left because you saw him. Or he's coming down the street to knock on your door and say, hello, guess who? So at all times, Murphy is one of three places. Now, you got people who disagree with certain things that certain people say. But everything doesn't fit everybody. So my thing is, in order to get where you want to go, now all of us can read the same paragraph or use the same speaker and get two different meanings. That's okay. That's perfectly normal because you're your own individual. No one thinks like you but you. But the whole thing about it, you and only you have your world in your hands. Your life is in your hands. No one else's. Someone else's opinion has no value for nobody else but them. What you say about me is like water off a duck's back. You can talk about me, that's okay, talk about me. The only reason you're talking about me because you cannot be what I am. So talk about me. They talk about Jesus Christ, why would they not talk about me? So that's how you got to look at it. Don't you let no one saying or anything ever bring you down to where you give up. Never give up. You're looking at someone now who was teased. When I was a freshman and I was a sophomore, I didn't weigh but 85 pounds. I was so tiny. My nickname when I grew up was Sweet Pea. Now, all y'all know who Sweet Pea is, right? That's the baby in Popeye. Because I don't care how old he was still tiny as a little baby. I weighed 85 pounds. I went out for football, my coach, see, back then they didn't have the little legs like they got now. My coach said, Murray, you're mean enough, we don't have a uniform to fit you. Because they didn't have little legs back then, but that was back then. So what I did, I had to go to the weight room to pick up weight. And they, but my name is Sweet Pea. I go home now and they still call me that. All my old boys when I grew up with, my nickname is still Sweet Pea. But now I don't weigh 85, I'm a little bit more. But I realized the world, I have the world in my hands. And I really do. I really have my world in my hands. Because of all my studies, all my readings, and all my successes, I always say thank you, God. Because He gave me the willpower to know that everything I want to do, those who told me, you can't do this, you can't do that, I told them, fine, that's okay. I'm not going to argue you right. I'm going to success you wrong. Why am I going to argue with you? I'm just going to success you wrong. And I've got upper hand because you're sitting there looking at me to fail when God is telling me I got your back. All you got to do is, see, success is two things. Success, remember I told you twos? Success is only two things. Giving it to your God and working toward it. That is all success is. Because I tell you about how powerful a vision board is. If you don't have a vision board, you have no idea the power that's in a vision board. You're giving it to your God, to your universe. And if you work toward it, you'll get it. I mean, I'm telling you, y'all have no idea the hard times I've had. How many people told me I couldn't do this? They teased me, told me, shut up, nobody wants to hear what you got to say. Your country, you speak too fast. Now I just came from a seminar, people used to tease me, and they just paid $95 to hear me speak. And the room was full. That's okay, thank you. I want you to tell me I can't, because I'm not going to argue you right. I'm going to success you wrong. So now when I go home, or I go around those, I'll smile. Because I know I'm doing what it is that I'm supposed to do. And I will not let your naysayer tell me I couldn't do it. Size has no matter. It's never the size of the dog in the fight. It's always the size of the fight that's in that dog. That's you. It doesn't matter whether you're tall, short, good looking like me or not. It's up to you to determine that. Now, someone just told you to think outside the box. Let me tell you something. If you think and do what everyone else does, you are in a box. You have to have a business and a lifestyle that's outside of any four walls. That's why I say, the universe is my limit, and there is no limit. I don't have an office that is four walls. My office is universal. You can have a building, you can have a little four walls, but that's not your, that shouldn't be your business or your life office. That's just where you work at that moment. But your business should be universal. So you think outside the box. You got to think different from everyone else. You got to be different than anybody else. You have to be different. That's when you get what it is, everything that you want, by being different. When someone says you're different, you should smile. Because you know they're giving you a compliment. Because what they're really telling you is if you're different, all they're doing is telling you that you're unique. That's what they're telling you. That you're unique. You are a limited edition. Hello, third eye, third ear, what you think determines where you are. I wish I could show y'all a film of my life so y'all can see how hard my life has really been. For me to stand in front of you right now and do what I'm doing, you have no idea how many people have told me that I couldn't do this. I went to a person and asked him one time, could I do a presentation for their company? I've been out here doing all this for all these years, making money. I speak here, speak there, I coach. And they told me, no, you're not successful enough. That's cold. To tell someone they're not successful enough, not realizing, really not doing the homework to know that I'm out there coaching. Something happened to me in the last 3 months that just blown me away. I was in an event and met an attorney. And him and I were sitting just talking in the booth. And it was an event for a fashion show. And when I was talking, I said, man, I need you to help me and coach me. He hired me to coach him, an attorney. I was thinking, what can I teach an attorney? And he said I impressed him so much that when he hired me, he came and said, Mr. Murry, what you have taught me in these 3 months, I've done more business in these 3 months than I did in the last 9. He brought me in to speak to his whole firm. He went with 7 attorneys, but just think, 7 attorneys. I'm sitting in front teaching them how to think in business, success. Last week, he was talking to one of his buddies and told him about me, and now I'll have a meeting next week to go speak to another law firm about coaching. There is no limit to what you know. See, remember what they said? It's not what you do as much as what you know. It's what you know that's going to pay you. That's what's going to pay you. It's what you know. I don't want no excuses. Don't give me any. You hold the key. You and only you hold the key to your successes. You got it. That's you. You hold that key. You. Don't blame no one for you being where you are. You are where you are because of the activities that you do. Your activities. So it's up to you. There are only 2 times in your life, now and too late. You either want to do what you need to do now, or it's too late. Do what you need to do. God's got your back. You're giving what you want to your God. That's what your vision board is. And then you work toward it. And when I say work toward it, I mean do your work. My grandson has a saying, he's felt on the social media, Facebook, Twitter, Pinterest, and all, Instagram, all those. And he always finishes his post with, do the work. I think the power in that. Just do the work. God's going to give you what you want. Every day, there isn't hardly a day goes by that I don't do between 4 and 6 hours of study. I'm an information junkie. I love statistics. I read and study almost 6 hours every day. I'm on YouTube listening to other speakers. Because what are they teaching me? And they're teaching me what they learn, what they know. Why reinvent the wheel? See, that's the thing I told you, write this down. BDI. BDI. You borrow, you duplicate it, and you improve upon it to fit your situation. What you may hear me say may not be the first time you heard it, but you're hearing it from me, the way I teach it. BDI, borrow, duplicate, and improve upon it to fit your situation. Don't reinvent the wheel, just make it better. You know one of the most successful companies out there in America today is a company of mistakes, of imperfections. Microsoft. Y'all remember when Microsoft first came out with their phones or with their iPads and stuff? Or with, was it 6, it was 3 first. It was Windows 3 or something, Windows 4. 3 months later, you had to buy an upgrade. Then they came out Windows 4, 3 months later, you had to buy an upgrade. It wasn't perfect. So don't wait to get your business right running perfect. It'll never happen. Your business will never be perfect. You will never be perfect. The only thing there's but 2 things in the universe perfect. That's my God, and of course it's me. And that's my life for the day, and I'm sticking to it. But you gotta realize, that's what I tell you, don't be afraid to make mistakes. You cannot be afraid to make mistakes. I don't want to hear no excuses about what you're going to do and what you can't do. Your mind, if you get it right, you can accomplish. I'm telling you, look at me, I'm in front of you. Speaking when all my life growing up, they used to tell me to shut up. No one wants to hear what you want to say. But look at me now. Making a good living. Off of what I'm going to stand up here running my mouth. Like I say, from neck down, I could be dead. As long as I'm from neck up, as long as it's working, I got a job. I got money coming in. So that in real estate, I'm a realtor. Put in the work. Put in the time. Everything you're learning today, use it. Pat and Emmett have put this together for you to grow. To grow. You don't write notes, don't take notes if you're not, and then put them in a book and don't read them. Read them every day. Just like your vision board. Read it every day. Because that gives you a guide on what you got to do to reach that plateau. Don't give me no excuses. Don't give me no excuses. Question, can he do that? Can he do that? Here's the thing. You set your goals so big, so it's impossible for you to reach your goal until you grow into the person that can. That's where your studies come in. That's where your readings come in. That's where your work comes in. So you set that goal so high that you know you can't reach it. But if you keep working, studying, and working at your goal, you'll grow into it. Look at me. I'm always going to say me, because I am the best role model I got from you. people, asking things, borrow things. A single conversation costs a table, a wise man is worth a month's studies. Look at that. Look at that. Do you know how many times people now, because I tell them, ask me after lunch? Then just be quiet, just listen. Take notes. If you ask, you can't GET without ASK. All you got to do is ask and you'll get it. I'm going to tell you a story what happened to me one time. After all my studies, all my reading, and I was afraid to go out there and really get in front of the big crowds and speak. I didn't think I was ready to speak to these attorneys. I didn't think I was ready to speak to these universities which I go to. I didn't think I was ready to go into these jails where I've been, these high schools. Success one day took me up top of a mountain. Success took me on top of a mountain. And he said, and he stood there on the edge of the mountain. He says, come here. I said, oh no, I'm afraid, no. I got to go study some more. I got to read some more. Success says, come to the edge, I said. And I said, no. Success looked at me and said, come to the edge, I said. And I took one little step closer. He says, come to the edge, I said. And when I stepped there to the edge, he hugged me. And then he pushed me. And I flew. Until you come to the edge and success pushes you, you can fly. I look at that. God knows. Thank you, success, for bringing me to the edge and pushing me so I could fly.